In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I organize my entire life in Notion. So if you are into organization like I am, then I think you're going to love it. I've been casually setting up the system for myself for like a year now, and I think I have perfected it. I love it, and it has helped me so much in my life. Hi friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jillz and I help women step into their power and become their best selves, all that good stuff. So if you're into that, you should subscribe and stick around. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna show you how I organize my whole life, and I do it in an app called Notion. This isn't sponsored by them, just to be clear. They've never sponsored me. It's just an app that I love. You've probably heard of Notion by now, but if you haven't, it's basically like a productivity workspace app that you can kind of do anything with. I will say there is like a little bit of a learning curve when using Notion, but overall it is pretty easy and pretty intuitive. I personally learned all of the basics in Ali Abdaal's Skillshare class, which was great, but there's also a ton of free YouTube tutorials as well. I've gotten so many requests to see a tour of my Notion, so I am super excited to show you guys. So basically what I'm gonna do for this whole video is just kind of put my computer screen up here so you can see, and I'm just gonna walk you through page by page, and it'll be all filled out like this is my actual Notion. You'll see everything in there, and I'll just kind of talk about like how I use it and how it helps me. Before I walk you through it though, if you guys love it, you want to use this exact same setup, then first of all, you can totally just copy everything that I have on here and make your own Notion setup, Notion template. Or if you want to make it easy, if you just want to have it all ready to go right now and start using it right now, you can actually purchase this template on my website, and the link for that will be in the description box. And so basically this will allow you to copy over this exact same setup that I'm using to your Notion, but like obviously blank without my personal stuff in there. And then you can start filling it out and using it immediately. It gives you immediate access. And if you do purchase, that also comes with a free video walking you through exactly how to use it and how to like customize it and all of that. Like in this video, I'm showing you page by page what I have on here and how it helps me. But in that video, I'll walk you through how to actually use it and make it your own. Okay, yay, so now let's get started. So this is the home page. I love the simplicity of this and the cleanliness of this, and I love the colors. You'll see throughout this whole Notion walkthrough, I'm a very visual person and I love colors. I love utilizing emojis and things like that. It just really helps me and it makes it more fun. But so this is my home page, and I have 3 different columns: my everyday column, my dream life column, and my second brain column, which is second brain is basically things that I want to keep track of, but don't actually need to stay on top of my brain. So I can get them out of my brain and leave that brain space for other things. Oh, and the cool thing about Notion is that it also has a phone app as well. So I have all of it on my phone as well. So it's just really easy access. Like it's just very easy to use. So basically I have a bunch of different pages on here, and I'm just gonna walk you through page by page. This is my agenda. It's a weekly agenda, and I have my top 3 priorities for the week. And then I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Now the way I do it is it's kind of just like a to-do list. I have this divider in here. So the ones that are more on the top side of it are more work-related ones, and the bottom side are more personal related. And then anything that's like a meeting or something that's a time, like something that I have to show up for, chiropractor at 10 a.m., walk with my friend, these I always put in bold. And then down here in the weekend section, I usually have this for Saturday and this for Sunday. And then on this side, I have a calendar and just more general to-dos for this week, next week, and next month. But I love having the top 3 priorities for the week up here, like an overarching reminder and theme for the week. And when you don't need to see it, you can toggle it and just close it. If you can see it on my phone here, I have the agenda widget right here. So if I click on it, it will go to it exactly like it's on my computer. And so I can check things off as I go on my phone as well. So at the end of every week, once I check everything off, what you can do is you just toggle it to close it, basically drag this to the old agendas folder, and then you press new week, and then a new one pops up. You go week of January 8th, I think is the next week, and then boom, a whole new thing pops up. You can fill up your top 3 priorities, you can fill out everything, but it's just all blank and ready to go. You don't have to keep old agendas, but that's just something that I think I'm gonna start doing. It's just kind of nice to have if for some reason you need to look back on it later. But so I'm gonna delete this because I don't need this. use this one, and this is my agenda, and I really love it. It's simple, it works for me. Okay, now we're back on the home page. Let's check out the next page, the weekly habit tracker. So again, this is simple, but it works. First, I have for reference my goals and yearly vision. So I'll show you just a real quick, I'll show you this page later, but basically when you form your weekly habits, you should make sure that they're in line with your goals, obviously. So this is what I have here for the week, the different habits, and then the goal column is the number of times I want to do that in a week, like if it's every day or if it's maybe 3 times a week. Like for example, exercising is usually on here, but this goal number changes every week. Like if I'm in my ovulatory phase and want to work out a ton, then I might put like 5. But if I'm in my luteal or menstrual phase, I might put like 2. And then basically the different days of the week, you can check them off as you go. And then my favorite, I love this status bar. So you can see like the progress that you're making. And again, I have this on my phone too, so I can just check it off on my phone whenever I do it. And then when the week is done, again, you can just toggle it. You can drag it down to here, or you can delete it if you don't want it. But I kind of like to keep them all and then press new week. And then it will populate a new one for you, Jan 8, I think, and it'll come up. So I have it set so that it's just blank every time and I fill it out, but you can totally go in and change it so that every time it says like make your bed 7 days a week or exercise 5 days a week. You can set that up yourself. Like if you have this template, if you purchase it, you can change that, but I just have it blank. So I'm gonna delete that because I don't need it, but yeah, this is my weekly habit tracker. I love it. Okay, so next I'm gonna show you guys the content planner that I use. Now, I know not all of you are content creators, so you might not find it very helpful or relevant, but if you are a content creator, here you go. So this is my content planner. Now these are all kind of just like ideas that I threw in here to show you guys. This isn't actually my schedule, but basically I have the idea, the status. So what I have it set to is you can choose, is it just an idea? Am I in the writing phase? Is it ready to film? Has it been filmed? And then edited and uploaded. So that's what I have. But again, you can always like customize this to your needs. And then what platform it's on, and then what date I want it to go live. And then if I have like any notes. But the cool thing though is that it's linked to this calendar down here. So it all shows on the calendar. And for example, if I were to change this, move it from the 10th to the 11th, it'll change on here and it'll also change on here. So I really love that. It's all linked. Again, I'm a very visual person, so I love to see it in like a calendar form. And then you can also look at this list in a more visual way. You can see it like what phase are these things in, and you can move it. So again, if this is ready to film, I can move it to ready to film, and it'll also adjust on here. It'll show ready to film. And then I can see YouTube, Shorts / TikTok, because they're the same for me, and Instagram. And then so basically once you have your idea, you can put it in here and press open. And then I have a template here that says content template that you can use, and it will populate into a little template you can use. So first I just do like a little brain dump of all my ideas. And then if this is for YouTube, you can fill out these things, title ideas, thumbnail ideas, script / outline, or do the same thing for Instagram or for TikTok, depending on what it is. But this is all just set up and ready to go, and I love the ease of it. So again, simple, but it works, it's effective. And maybe if you're not a content creator, you can use this in some other capacity. Now, next and last in the everyday column is the meal plan and groceries. So basically I have a quick button up here that links to a recipe catalog that's like in the recipe page, which I'll show you this fully later. And then you have the meal plan. So basically it's very simple. Monday, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Tuesday, breakfast, lunch, dinner, yada, yada, yada. And you can toggle them. So once Monday's done, once Tuesday's done, you can hide them. And then there's also the groceries to the right. So you can see what you need based off of your meal plan. And then again, once this is done, you can toggle it. You can drag it to old weekly meal plans. Sometimes it's nice to keep them just in case you want to look back and, you know, to give you ideas and things like that. And then you press new week, January 8th, and it populates all blank. So then you can fill it out yourself. Yeah, this is the meal plan and groceries page. And again, the Notion can link to your phone. So like, for example, you can see this on your phone when you're at the grocery store. Okay, so that is the everyday column, more things that I use on like a daily or just more regular basis. Okay, so now let's move on to the dream life column. I think this one's my favorite. So the first page is the yearly vision. So this is my personal 2024 vision goal setting page. So I'm gonna walk you through it. So first of all, I say, don't forget to reference my dream self. So basically there's another page basically talking about my dream self. I'll show you guys this in a little bit. So on the yearly vision page, I have my word for 2024, which for me is creation. I decided it was creation. I love that. I think it has good energy. And then I have the definition here as well. And my 3 biggest priorities for 2024. Not really in any particular order, but just my 3 biggest priorities for the year. And I think it's good to be very clear about your word for the year, your intention for the year, and your 3 biggest priorities. And then I have this sort of chart of all of my goals. So basically it says the goal, the category. I have these different categories to pick from: personal development, lifestyle, fun, career, financial, relationships, health. And then most importantly, how to get there. What do I actually have to do to try to achieve this goal? And then lastly, another very important column is the priority column. How high of a priority is it to you? It's important to be really honest with yourself about this. Like for example, when I was writing all of my goals, when I was honest with myself, my highest priorities were traveling to Europe once this year and getting stronger. It wasn't, building the business or seeing friends and family more. It was these 2. These are my highest, which is good to know because I want to make sure that I focus on these 2 if they are actually my highest priority. So yeah, these are all my personal goals. Feel free to take a look at them. The only thing that I changed is the financial part of it, to keep that more private. But then you can also see them by category like this: health goals, career goals, financial goals, or by priority. High priority, medium priority, low priority. Again, I'm a visual person. I love this kind of stuff. Then what I also love is that all of these goals actually link and connect to right down here. So you can see these are all the same goals: travel to Europe, hit 400K, yada, yada, yada. And it kind of shows up as more of a vision board, which I love. It sort of helps to bring them to light. And if I add a new goal up here, then it will automatically go down here. And then all I have to do is just add a picture, which if you do get the template in the video walkthrough, I'll show you how to add the pictures and everything. So that is the 2024 vision page. I love it. I think this is honestly my favorite page out of all of them. Now going back to the dream life column, let's check out the next page. Dream self, which I kind of already showed you a sneak peek of it, but this is also pretty straightforward. It's just getting crystal clear on who that dream self is. What are her values? What are her most important habits? So basically you're going to get really clear on who she is and fill all of this stuff out. And this can help dictate your goals, your weekly habits, and your agenda. And then there's more down here. How does she take care of her body and her wellness? What does her average daily routine look like? How does she put herself together and present herself? What are her core beliefs about herself and her world? And these are all ones that I personally filled out for myself. You can use this as inspo if you want. But this is my dream self. Now moving on to the monthly reflection page. So this is something new that I'm going to start for myself this month. But basically at the end of every month, I will fill out all of these questions. So for January, what were my wins this month? What were my challenges this month? What I'm grateful for this month? What were my biggest lessons learned this month? What can I change or improve upon to make the next month better? And then so I'll fill that out. And then once this month is done and I'm on to February, can toggle that and press new month, and then I'll write February and it's all blank. I love this page and I'm excited to start doing this. Again, it's simple, but I think this will be a good exercise. The next page is bucket list. So this one is my personal bucket list. I definitely need to fill this out more, but this is a good start for me. So this is, again, very visual, like I personally like, and I have my bucket list on here, as well as things that I have completed. And you will see just a bunch of different stuff. I laughed at this, maybe, whatever. So I went to New York over the holidays. So that one is done. So I can just drag it down to complete. And then it moves it to down there. And then my bucket list is just more updated and more organized. It's just a nice visual page of not just your goals, but just what you want in life. And back to the home page, the last page in this Dream Life column is inspiration. And this one is a new one for me. I haven't actually started utilizing it myself yet, so I have just a bunch of examples in there. But basically, the inspiration page is a page of random sources of inspiration, motivation, and helpful reminders when needed. Anything from YouTube videos to really awesome articles or quotes or photos that you love. So again, these are all just random things that I threw up here to show you what it would look like this Tate McRae song. But basically, if there's any like just absolutely amazing YouTube videos that you want to save, or amazing articles or quotes that you want to save, you can add it to this inspiration page. And then same with photos. I took these cute girls eating pasta. I just got these from Pinterest. But again, this is just like a fun visual page, a great place to save the content that inspires you and that you love. It's not meant to be a place where you save just like 200 YouTube videos. It's meant to be like the place where you save like the best ones that change your life. So that is it for the Dream Life column. And then lastly is the second brain column. Basically just keeping track of the things that you don't need to keep track of in your brain. So first is my book list. So I still have more to put in and fill out here. You're more than welcome to screenshot this and use this. But basically I have the name of the book, the status, whether it is to read, in progress, or done, the author, the category. These are the categories that I have, but you can totally add more or take some away. As well as the score, I just have whether it was like a 1 through 5 star. And then this one, which is, was it a favorite of mine? So basically I have this whole list. These are all done and then in progress and to read. And I also have these tabs up here. So these are my favorites. It's just all linked. These are the complete ones. These are the in progress ones. And these are to read ones. Just a good little book list. It works. My favorite is being able to see this favorites column though. I really like that. These are a lot of my favorites, just in case you want to know. Now the next page in the second brain column is restaurants. So this is just a huge list of Nashville restaurants because that's where I live. If you are visiting Nashville, feel free to screenshot this if you want, but I definitely need to add more. This is something that I just do very casually and sometimes I forget. But basically I have the name of the restaurant, have I tried it or not, what neighborhood it's in. You can pick what kind of budget it's in, like $1 to $4 signs, the number of stars, and also keywords, which I think is really important. So I can search by like oysters or healthy or sushi. So I just put like as many keywords that make sense. So this is my whole list right now. Again, I need to add to it, but you can also like filter by all this stuff up here. So if I want to filter by oysters, then these two ones. I need to find more oyster spots, but I love this list. It's just good to have. So that is my restaurant page. And then going back, we also have the recipe page, which I already kind of showed you a little bit of a sneak peek before. And these are all of the recipes that I have saved. Well, to see it, you click into it and then you can have these tags. I just put as many tags, I have all these tags here, as many tags that are relevant, that makes sense. Because again, you can search by this kind of stuff. So like protein, fish, gluten-free, dinner, lunch. And then the link for it, so you can go straight to the recipe, and then is it a favorite? So this is all of the recipes that I've saved so far, and I just, again, love how visual it is. But then you can also see by favorites, which I really like to do, and then also breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. And just to be clear, like if you do get the template, it doesn't come with all this stuff. This is what you have to populate for yourself. And I will show you how to do that in that walkthrough video. But this is just recipes that I've added casually kind of over the year. But this is really great to have and to reference when you're doing your like grocery planning and meal planning. It's just a good little visual recipe directory. And then the last two pages here, home management and travel planning. So home management, that's very simple. It's just like home items to buy, projects that we eventually want to do for the house. I also have the paint colors listed here for the house just because like sometimes you can paint a room and then 2 years later you totally forget what you painted that and then you have to figure it out and it's annoying. I still have to figure out what our dining room is, but it's just nice to have this. If you own a home, it's just nice to have. And then also same with like resources. Like for example, you don't use an electrician that often, but when you do and you find a good one, it's good to write it down. His company is called Jacob the Electrician. It's not just a guy named Jacob. But it's good to have these like just written down so that you can reference them whenever you need to. Be like, oh, I normally use this guy. Okay, I'll give him a call. And then lastly is the travel planning page. So again, it is quite visual because I like that. It shows the trips that I have planned, general travel to-dos, if you have any, as well as I have this packing list here you can click on, and it is kind of just all the basics for packing. And of course you can totally change this. For example, if you wear contacts every day, you can add that to probably the toiletries section. But this is just like a good list to have on your travel planning page. So basically we have these trips. So I already went on this one. So I kept this so I can show you guys. NYC for the holidays. If you click on it, it'll show location, the dates, that's when I went, if there's any to-dos that I have to do, and then the travel info. So I have like my flight info in here. Again, I already did this whole trip, so this doesn't matter. And then I usually don't do like intense itineraries, but I just have like the hotel in here that I stayed at. And then I just put a list of like a bunch of different places that I might want to check out for shopping. And then at the bottom, there's also a Google Maps thing, which I actually think is pretty cool. You can actually go into it and stuff and kind of see around. So that is what comes up on there. I'm just going to delete it because I don't need it anymore, or you can save it, but I just delete them. And then these are the ones that I haven't booked yet, but hopefully I'm going to do that soon. We'll see. So that is my entire Notion. I hope you guys love it. I think it works really well. I love the way it's organized. I love the way it's set up. I love the way that it looks. I mean, okay, just to be clear, I have a ton of emojis and things like that, different colors. You don't have to do that. If you do get this template, you can just, you know, take that off or whatever. But I love it because it just helps me easily see things. Like I know Monday is red, so I can easily go to Monday, or I know weekend is purple, so I can easily go to weekend. Yeah, I think this really works well. The only thing that's not in here that is helpful to run my life is my calendar. Some people will kind of put a calendar in Notion. I don't really like that. I don't think it works as well. I just like having my own separate calendar. I think there's better ways to have a calendar than in Notion. So that's why I don't have a calendar in here. I recommend just having like your Apple Calendar, or I use an app called Fantastical. But yeah, so that's the only thing that's like not in here that you need to really be organized in your life. That is it. That is every page. I hope this gives you some motivation to get organized this year. Honestly, having this system makes my life a million times easier. I love it. It works for me and I recommend it. And again, if you do want to purchase the template, the link for that will be in the description below. Thank you, by the way, for anyone who does. But of course, you don't need to. You can totally just copy this and make it your own in Notion. You can kind of just use this as inspo. But if you do purchase, you will have immediate access to that. You can start using it right away. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, or just let me know what you thought. I'd love to know, and I will see you next time in my next video. Bye.